It's like I said before. Manny Pacquiao, he can't beat me. If we fight 100 times, Floyd Mayweather, he's gonna win 100 times. Uh, Jake Paul, Jake Paul, he can't do nothing with me. Floyd Money Mayweather. Hold on. Hey, yay, hey, yay. We are all gathered here today to talk about money. Floyd Money Mayweather gets hit with another one. What the is going on with Floyd Money Mayweather? In this video, I will uncover, unearth, and unpack everything for you. So stay tuned to the end of this video. This is a full discussion on the latest update from Floyd Mayweather. Let's get unpacked. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego Unpacked. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. Y'all know what to do. At this point, I sound like a broken record. It's getting real crazy around these parts, bro. Like, I'm gonna jump right into the content. Taylor Swift, I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had the best album of all time, right? I feel like I keep making these videos, and for the record, spoiler alert, I've never made this video because the news just broke and came out, right? So this is a new occurrence, right? What am I referring to? I am so glad that you guys asked. Let me pull it up for you. Floyd Money Mayweather sued for allegedly not paying for jet services, right? So this is a totally new lawsuit that Floyd Money Mayweather is being hit with. Man, oh man.
Floyd Mayweather is facing fresh legal trouble, this time tied to an alleged unpaid private jet arrangement. According to a complaint filed in Los Angeles County, Jet Set Aircraft Inc. is seeking more than $105,000 from Mayweather and several co-defendants over services connected to a 2025 charter. The lawsuit names Mayweather, his company TBE Aviation, and others, alleging they failed to cover costs after requesting and using private aviation services. The filing outlines a series of claims, including breach of contract, unjust enrichment, and fraud, and argues that the defendants accepted the services but failed to fulfill their payment obligations. The company says it provided a range of aviation-related support, such as pilots, fuel, maintenance, and flight coordination at the defendant's request. Court documents state the total amount owed is at least $105,690.01, with the plaintiff seeking repayment, interest, and additional damages.
The 1 cent is so petty, bro. Like, hey, these lawsuits be funny. $105,690.01. Like, this aviation company, y'all petty, bro. You didn't have to put that penny on there. His name ain't Floyd Penny Mayweather. It's Floyd Money Mayweather. Hard work, dedication. You didn't turn it to Floyd Pennyweather. Floyd Penny Mayweather. You didn't have to put that. Come on, bro. They want every red cent.
At least $105,690.01, with the plaintiff seeking repayment, interest, and additional damages.
They want interest.
The complaint also alleges that promises were made to ensure payment would be handled, but those assurances were not honored. An itemized invoice included in the filing details various charges tied to the trip, including flight planning, fuel, crew services, and maintenance-related expenses, which together make up the disputed balance. The lawsuit further claims that those involved were aware of concerns about payment practices, alleging that services were accepted with the expectation of compensation, only for payment to ultimately not be made. This latest case adds to a growing list of legal and financial disputes involving the boxing icon in recent months. Despite earning hundreds of millions over the course of his career, Mayweather has been hit with multiple claims tied to unpaid bills and financial disagreements. As of now, neither Mayweather nor his representatives has publicly responded to the latest lawsuit.
What the is going on? Bro, Floyd is going to have to do the Philly shell on these lawsuits. Like, bro, he gonna have to do something. Let me take this off, bro. I am struggling to understand what's going on, right? And I don't, you know me, I've been covering boxing so long, I don't get surprised by none of this. I understand it happens to pro athletes, but the man that flashes money, lavish, flamboyant, like Ric Flair, woo, type of lifestyle, right? You didn't really think it would happen to him. You earned over $1 billion in the sport of boxing, and you have not been retired that long, right? You retired in 2017 in terms of his record. And then on top of that, you've done exhibition, Deji or whatever, KSI brother, Tenshin Nasukawa, who just stopped Estrada, right? So you still have fought. It just wasn't on your pro record. It wasn't Pacquiao, Berto, Conor McGregor. I don't know what you're thinking. Who the fuck the Mayweather, right? It wasn't those, like the ones that count on your resume. And now this latest article is saying that an aviation company is seeking all of these different things. Now, I'm not trying to be funny, but it reminds me of these celebrity court cases, Harvey Weinstein or P. Diddy. Take that. Bad boy, right? R. Kelly. Now, hold on. I'm not saying anybody getting peed on, but the reason I'm bringing up these high profile is, if you remember the R. Kelly case, right? One person came out, and then it seemed like a slew of other people came out with similar claims. Like it always happens like this for the celebrities. Jimmy Savile, like for so many years, you didn't really hear too much. But then when that first person comes out, it almost like empowers the other people. Tiger Woods kind of went through this with the chicks. Bill Cosby. I would like to talk to you about the pudding and my wife Camille, and it's so sweet and chocolate like my pudding. I was in the movie Ghost Dad, you see. Nah. Bro, Bill Cosby. When Bill Cosby, all them Quaalude, I put the plop in the drink. I spy, I was in all that, the movies, and with Sidney Poitier. Duh! I love my job. I love what I do. But y'all get me. The pudding. My son, Theo. Yo, rest in peace to Theo, bro. That was a tough loss. Let me get back focused. I'm at a loss for words, bro. I don't understand what's even going on at this point. But anyway, when you had these court cases like Bill Cosby or R. Kelly or whatever, one came out, Harvey Weinstein, then another, then another, then another. And then it's just like a mountain of people all at the same time. That's kind of what's happening with Floyd Mayweather. Like, he got sued by the Manhattan realtor people saying that he defaulted in New York on some apartment stuff, right? And then after that, I think it was a jeweler in Miami And then after that, now you got aviation company. Like this is crazy. I'd have to count my videos to see how many legal issues that is currently going on with Floyd Mayweather, right? That's not even including that he's suing pretty much his old team, Showtime, Steven Espinoza, and it's almost like he's looking for money, right? The guy nicknamed Money, it feels like he's looking for money. Like, I don't know. I'm being so real. This looks bad for Floyd Mayweather. Now, I am not the judge, jury, the executioner, so I don't know. We'll see if it's fake or whatever. He got to go to court. But the reason I'm saying this looks bad is, one, you got a ton of lawsuits against you. You got one against Showtime and Espinoza, which they denied and said it was disappointing. Espinoza said that, right? And to be honest, it almost looks like panic mode. I'm telling you my opinion. So ain't nobody putting no cease and desist, or I'm telling you my opinion. I phrase it how I want, and I'm telling you my personal opinion. It seems like panic mode where you are financially potentially backed into a corner, and then now you're looking for misappropriated funds. Because why? So you retired in 2017. Why? It's 2026. Why would it take nearly 10 years, a decade, for you to realize you got money missing? That don't, to me, that don't too much make sense. If it makes sense to you, yeah, let me know in the comment section. But for me, I don't really feel like that makes sense, that it took you this long to understand that you had money and the money was being sent to other people's account and not being accounted for properly. That, to me, that don't really make sense. Again, if you guys can find a plausible explanation on how it makes sense, I would love to hear it in the comment section. But for me, that don't make sense that it takes nearly a decade for you to realize you've been swindled, right? Then Floyd got another person, somebody he was in concert with, you know what I mean, that's doing Fed time. Look it up. I've already talked about it, right? That person's doing Fed time for some kind of scam or whatever. And then now you got all these people suing you, and I don't know. I can't say it looks good. I can't say it looks good at all. So you're suing Showtime and saying they owe you money conveniently at the same time where people are saying you owe them money, and there's a ton of lawsuits against you. And what's really weird is this latest one with the aviation company that I went over today in this video. It's only $100K. Now, I understand too, you know, some of the viewers watching, $100K is a lot, but you wouldn't think, given Floyd's flashy bravado, that $100K would be something that he can't repay. Like, for example, if your money was, you're rich, right? And your money was well off, I feel like you would just pay the $100K bill if you owe it, like they're saying you owe it, to the point where it doesn't even reach a lawsuit. It doesn't get to the point of coming out in the public. But the fact that these, Alexa, backlight on, the fact that these lawsuits are being made public, I can't say you're guilty, but I'll say at the very least, you got people claiming you owe them money, and clearly they can't get a resolution with you directly. So they've upped the ante and taken it up a notch and are pretty much leaning on litigation in order to rectify that. Man, I can't. I don't. I'm really not understanding how Floyd is moving right now. That's you got a lot. You got a lot swirling around your name, right? In addition, I've already made a video. The IRS, they put a tax lien on Floyd for a reported $7.3 million. Please, if you guys are not aware of these things, that means you're not subscribed to me, because I've already made content and videos about them. So that's a you problem. But Business Insider, they broke the story and they're standing by it. Now other people like Complex are reporting it too. I don't know. I don't know that all these companies would be willing to put their brands on the line. Like, okay, let's say Business Insider, they reported it. Floyd got a lawsuit against them for quote unquote defamation, right? So cool. But you don't think another big company like Complex would fact check and do their due diligence to see if there's like legs to this story? They're not going to just necessarily, it's not like an Instagram page where it's a big company. Complex is a big company with employees and stuff like that. So I would imagine, I don't work for them, so I can't tell you for certain, but I would imagine you would have certain, like for your journalists, you would have certain things in place where they're required to fact check. So the IRS is looking for money from Floyd Mayweather, $7.3 million reportedly, right? These aviation companies, a jeweler, and like it just looks like a mounting financial danger, right? Okay, so they're citing the Business Insider. But again, like, have you heard the Business Insider article came out a minute ago, because I made a video about it. It came out April 9th. If it was an actual like story with no legs, how come Floyd ain't came out and said, man, they a goddamn lie, the IRS ain't da-da-da-da? Like, I mean, come on, be real with yourself. If there was no truth to that at all, like, the IRS probably got a Twitter account. They'd be like, our name was mentioned in a blah blah blah, this is untrue, Floyd is paid up. Or Floyd would come out and likely denounce that if it's being reported. So we ain't heard nothing from Floyd about any of these allegations and lawsuits and penalties and fines and all that. And if you listen to what people are saying, they all kind of are saying the same thing. The jeweler, the Manhattan property, the aviation company, they're saying that their attempts to get paid have been unsuccessful. They're reaching out, or maybe he paid a little bit, but then he didn't pay the balance and left him with the bill, and he had expenses. Like, there's rumors and reports that he sold planes and property. All this stuff doesn't look good. The IRS thing. But wait, there's more, right? The other issue is, as of me recording this video, I can't tell you what happens next, but I can say, as of me recording this video right now, Floyd Mayweather is in breach of contract, according to Manny Pacquiao and his people and his team. I believe Floyd, he wants to fight an exhibition, but yeah, woo, right? Pacquiao's whole side is like, Mayweather, do the right thing. You signed up for a Netflix fight at the Sphere, a real fight, not an exhibition fight. So we're holding you to that, right? So as of this video, Pacquiao's side is saying that Floyd is in breach of contract, and they're waiting for him to rectify it by announcing he agrees to what they're saying he initially agreed to in the contract documents, right? And then if Pacquiao's team is accurate with what they're saying, like, hey, Floyd owes us a real fight, and he continues to breach it and like, hey, I'm not messing up my record, or I'm not necessarily messing up, but I'm not risking my record. I want an exhibition. And if they can't come to terms, and this is all true, that they have paperwork that's stipulating, yo, you got to fight Pacquiao in September in a real fight, then now you're potentially facing another conglomerate and machine in Netflix, which we know they the biggest. Netflix is like the biggest movie film production company right now, right? Or one of the biggest, right? So if you actually default and this doesn't get resolved, and what they're saying is true and they have the paperwork, then you being in breach of contract, Pacquiao's team could probably sue you, and so can Netflix, because the report is that Floyd and Pacquiao took cash advances with the anticipation of the fight. Now, again, I'm not a lawyer. I ain't passed the bar, but I know a little bit enough. Like, I ain't passed the bar. I'm not pretending to have seen the contracts or anything like that at all. So maybe Floyd has something to protect him where, like, hey, this cash advance was in good faith, no refunds. I don't know. I guess it depends how it was written in the contract. But according to Pacquiao's team, they're saying you're in breach of contract, and the aviation company is suing for breach of contract. So I'm assuming Netflix has that as an avenue that they could pursue if doesn't get resolved. So all in all, this don't really look great for Floyd Mayweather, Mr. Hard work, dedication. You're really, at this point, you're kind of getting hit at all angles, right? You're getting hit from all angles. Floyd Mayweather accused of breaching his contract for a professional rematch with Manny Pacquiao, scheduled September 19th at the Sphere. Pacquiao's camp claims Mayweather signed a professional bout, but publicly said it was an exhibition, triggering a potential 8 or 9 figure lawsuit and requiring the repayment of his purse advance. So I don't know. I don't know how this plays out. I mean, I guess if the fight goes on without a hitch, then there's a chance that, you know, Floyd can recover. If he is financially going through it, he can arguably recover because him and Pacquiao can make a lot of coin. But it seems like there's going to have to be some give and take at this point, because you're getting decimated and obliterated in terms of multiple lawsuits. And I already made a video about it. 50 Cent kind of talked about this, where he was like, the money is gone. Floyd, like basically 50 Cent alleged that Floyd has bad spending habits, where the amount he's spending daily is like too reckless. So it's like living paycheck to paycheck. You just have more money, so it'll take longer for you to burn through the money. But essentially, that's what he's pretty much making it sound like. And this interview was from 6 years ago. He's like, the money's gone because Floyd, the way he operates, you know, you can't have a fleet of 100 cars in Vegas, 1,000 cars in LA, homes everywhere, flying to Dubai, flying to Brazil on your own private jet, fuel, entourage, bodyguards, your grandson, kids, mansions, mortgages, like, and then what really trips professional athletes up is they don't know how to adjust. You know, I liken it to some of the soldiers that came back from Vietnam War, right? If you went to Vietnam, you went to Nam, right? And you seen friends get blown up by stepping on landmines. You seen Charlie decapitate someone and, people getting shot, you seen carnage, yada, yada, yada. You can't just erase that, right? So to go from that and all that carnage and loss of life and close calls, booby traps and things you didn't think you would make it out of, and then you make it home, and then what? You get a job at Thrifty's Ice Cream? You don't think that's going to, you're scooping ice cream now? That's why some of them veterans, they have PTSD and they have trouble like reacclimating to just day-to-day life. They hear a loud noise or fireworks and they get like shook because it puts them back in that mindset, right? So all in all, live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast. You have to, if you went to Nam, you have to try your best to adjust to regular civilization. Like if you have a confrontation, like the movie Dead Presidents, when Lorenz Tate came back and then he got in a fight with Terrence Howard, and he was like, man, cut it with your girl, man. You know what I mean? And then he hit him with the pool stick. Like he used to that. He used to warfare, so he not no kid no more. You ain't finna talk to him crazy. And that's why some of the vets end up, doing drugs or prison, stuff like that. It's hard to adjust. Same thing for pro athletes. You trying to spend like you did when you were an active fighter, that could catch up to you real quick, right? Because the money's not coming in at the same rate, right? When you're 27, about to be 28, you could be like, all right, fight Marquez, blow through the money. All right, I'm going to fight Ricky Hatton. I'm going to fight Cotto. I'm going to fight Shane Mosley. You know what I mean? So Floyd kind of probably got spoiled to having mega millions in 36 minutes. And it sounds like some really bad spending habits and maybe people on your team that weren't, looking out for themselves or weren't looking out for you or whatever. That's what it appears to me, because when you stopped working with Al Heyman in Espinoza and retired and got a new team, that's when we noticed all these things came about. I heard Floyd had tax problems in the past, and Al Heyman, helped him and made it go away. And then you kind of betray that, and now you're suing the people you used to work with. But from the outside looking in, it looked like Showtime and Espinoza and Heyman really in PBC really had your back and had you on a path where you were staying out of this. Now you got a new team and you're kind of left to your own devices, and you're the HNIC, right? And you don't have the it don't appear to me you don't have the business savvy that a Harvard graduate like Al Heyman has. And I think it's shown. Bob Arum, how long has he been in business? You know what I mean? He's been in business since the Ali days. We're not hearing about this with Bob Arum. He 90-something years old. He a Harvard graduate. You know what I'm saying? Floyd's from the streets and a boxer. And I'm not trying to clown boxers, but sometimes, just sometimes, people start getting big-headed, and because you've been in the game and people on your team are looking out for you and covering for you and making things right, sometimes you get it to the point where people start believing that, oh, I learned from Al Heyman and Espinoza, I could do that. It's not the same. It's not the same at all, right? For example, if you're married and your wife runs the whole household, like a stay-at-home mom, picks up the kids, makes dinner, cooks, cleans, balances the checkbook or the checking account. I know people don't really balance a checkbook anymore, but manages the finances. And then you retire from your job and you're like, man, I could do this. I don't need her. And you break up with the girl. Then you find out exactly how hard it is to take care of your kids, make sure they're at school, cook, clean, do dishes, make sure your money and your spending, you're allocating the right amount, making sure there's bills paid on time. You know what I mean? It's like a whole undertaking. And that's kind of what we're seeing, in my opinion, here with Floyd Mayweather. When your team switched up, that's when all these problems. Look at the dates. Retired in 2017. Switched his team after that point for whatever reason, right? And then they're saying that the IRS lien is from 2018 and 2023. So that's like the window of when you were on your own. You know what I mean? Another analogy would be you're 18, 19, you live with your parents, and then you go out on the real world, and then now you got to manage your own apartment. You see how easy you had it living with your parents. You know what I mean? Because you didn't have to worry about groceries. You didn't have to buy your own toilet paper. All the essentials, they were taken care of for you. And that's what it looks like with Floyd. Floyd probably stepped out, got a new team, got Richard Schaefer or whatever. He's like, man, we could do this. We the new dream team. And y'all not, because you wouldn't have all these public financial issues, in my opinion, and breach of contract and all these people with their hand out saying, you owe us, give us our money, if everything was controlled and everything was being handled. Like, I mean, I don't want to condemn somebody because, you know, the judicial system is there for people to have their day in court and plead. But I will say this is, when you have a gang of people that aren't related, that aren't connected, and they're all saying the same thing about you, I don't know. At what point does that seem like, hey, this is definitely a possibility and definitely plausible, when you got a multitude of people all saying, like, for example, I'll use me. If you talk to 12 different people and they say Ego owes me money, I loaned Ego $5,000 and he never paid me back. He said he would. This person was like, hey, I paid for Ego in Vegas to get a haircut and to get food and gas, and I rented a car, and he said he was down and he didn't pay me back, blah, blah, blah. He owed me $1,200. Again, I got ex-girlfriends. They like, oh yeah, Ego, he took money out my account and broke up with me and never paid me back, blah, blah, blah. He drained our account. How many times do you have to hear stories like that about someone before you're like, maybe it's true? Case in point, I use myself as a pure example. There is nobody in this month that can say Ego owes them money. Or like on this YouTube stuff. There's nobody that can say Ego got his start because of me. Like, I employed Ego. I've been independent since day one, right? So no one can take credit for what we've built here on the channel. There's not a single person that could be like, yo, if I didn't help Ego, his channel wouldn't be here. I gave Ego startup money. I bought all my microphones. I taught myself Photoshop to make the thumbnails. I learned how to edit videos. I learned how to speak. I bought all of my equipment, the audio interfaces. I bought all my cameras. I taught myself YouTube, how to title a video and metadata and SEO. There's nobody that could take that away from me. We did it the hard way, from the ground up. And I wouldn't trade that for anything in the world. But for Floyd, there's many people saying, we did this for you. We flew you out to this and had a whole staff wait on you, and you never paid the bill. We loaned you this jewelry and floated you this jewelry, and you didn't pay the bill. You were in our apartment or whatever in New York, and you stopped paying, right? After he said that he owned multiple skyscrapers in New York. So ultimately, it's not looking great. Now, speaking of my channel, if you want to support the channel, make sure you do that. Link me is in the description. Listen, I've gotten everybody who sent a super thanks in a Cash App. I see you. I am one person putting out fire content. So if you want to support the channel, I definitely encourage you to do that so I could buy more equipment and we could keep turning up the channel. But trust me, I see all the super thanks and all the love. Love my kids, 7483. Thank you. Cold Country 4143, $20 super thanks. Thank you. Kitty Boo 4L, 18 Wheeler 47. Thank you. Maurice Bridges for the double. You sent 2 super thanks. My boy Kamal Oz, Jermaine G7Z, 18 Wheeler sent 2 more. Mr. TKO. I got a lot. We got a lot. Shout out to everybody in the Cash App. I didn't go over the Cash App. Those are the ones on YouTube. I'm going to start incorporating some shout outs because I see y'all. A lot of people, they want the channel to win, want the channel to succeed. As far as Floyd Mayweather, we'll see how it plays out, but not looking good. Potentially facing some issues with Netflix, Pacquiao. Like, that right there is potentially 2 different people. Netflix as a company, if they choose to pursue something, if this don't get fixed, Pacquiao, he could be like, hey, I thought I had a $100 million fight, and then Floyd changed the rules. Aviation company, jeweler, property owner, IRS, it just seems like it's piling up for Floyd. Very sad. I think it's sad to see people make the money that Floyd made in this game, and then I'm here doing this Unpacked.